Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Behind the Scenes with Your Teen. We are a small but mighty group this morning. And I'm just going to warn you, I got up way too early this morning, so I've had way too much coffee. So somebody stop me if I start talking a mile a minute. We're here this morning to tell you, give you some good ideas about gifts you can give your graduating senior. And it could be high school or it could be college, or maybe it's somebody else in your life who's just moving on to the next thing, and this is the gift giving season. Also, Father's Day is coming up, spoiler alert. So who knows, maybe there's some stuff on our list that dads would like too. We all have had some experience with this, I think, except, well, Sharon hasn't had a graduate yet.
I have nieces and nephews.
Yes, but everybody's had that. You've been in that situation, right, where you're like, oh my gosh, I have no time to think about this. So we've done some of the collating of ideas for you. And Jessica's going to drop a great link in here, which is we crowdsourced it. We asked you guys out in parent land what kind of good ideas you had for graduate gifts. We compiled it, we put it in this list, and today we're going to tell you a few of our favorites. And also, we would like to hear yours. So if you have some ideas, we want you to drop them in here. Let's all help each other out. So I'm just going to start by saying I remember I was very grateful for anybody who didn't give my child anything big. Because if you saw the back of my car when we went off to college, there was no daylight. You couldn't see a single thing out of that window. Thank God for side view mirrors. So a couple things that I saw on the list that I thought were great ideas because they're small or even don't take any space at all. I loved the idea. Somebody gave a necklace that had the coordinates of their home on the necklace, which I thought was very sweet, especially if your kid is going far to college. Like, don't forget, you can always come home. And they do come home, don't worry. And the other great idea I thought was somebody said that they gave a card that had a self-addressed stamped envelope in it and a note to mail back to them saying, tell me some of your favorite snack foods or other treats, and I will send you a care package when you're at school. And I thought that is a winner of an idea, because I personally was terrible about sending any kind of mail to my kids at school, and it was such a thrill when they did get something. So if you are really struggling and you can't think of something fun and creative, you don't have to spend a ton of money to make a big impact. That's something I know every college kid would love to get. So now I'm going to pass it over to Eka because she brought a prop. Take it away, Eka.
Good morning. I have props. So, hi, Melissa. So I have a couple things. One of them is, you were talking about small. I have this little, you guys can see it. It's a little Bluetooth speaker made by U Speakers, and it is so mighty. And I took it to a friend's house in my purse. And I was like, hey, I have something I want to show you and share with you guys. And so I pulled this little speaker out of my purse, put it on their counter. It's Bluetooth. And I said, you pick the music off of your playlist to see how it works. And they loved it. So I thought it was really cute. So it's called a U speaker. That's one. Another thing is, I know I am not about earbuds at all. I think they're really bad for your hearing. Sorry, Sharon. But so these are called shocks, and they actually go around your head and they sit on the bone by your ear right here. And I use these all the time without having to put anything in my ear because I hate things in my ears. So those are two things that I am going to suggest. The other thing is, for my children, we actually, as a graduation gift, gave them the gift of a trip. So our older daughter went to Italy. Not all expenses paid, mind you, but the ticket and then a little bit of spending money. And she went to Italy to see one of her really good friends who was Italian. So she went there. And then our younger daughter wanted to go to like a resort spa place. So that's what we did for our girls for graduation gift. And it was just one last, fun time that they were able to have. Sometimes I felt like they had enough from us, and it was just something different. So that's what we did. And oh, by the way, cash is always good. You can never go wrong with cash. So I'm going to send it up to Kamira.
Good morning. Thank you. I am deep in the midst of this, I have a senior, a high school senior who just graduated and had a little get together on Saturday. So we are in the midst of all the thank you notes for the gifts. So we as a couple, my husband and I, for our sons, are incredibly practical with their gifts, right? The fun stuff comes from other people. So you get a new laptop or e-reader or whatever. This one's getting a laptop, and he's a musician, so he'll get a new instrument. So he'll go to college fresh with the equipment he needs. My sister gave him a wonderful gift. He's a musician, and he's recently taking up conducting, which kind of helped him get back into music after COVID shut down. So she sent him a new, really nice conducting baton. So it's very personal and something for his instrument that I don't quite understand, but he thought was really cool and had never considered it. So that was very personal if you know the person. When I graduated from graduate school, one of my mother's friends had just returned from a fabulous vacation, and she presented me with a piece of art. That's what she gave me because I was an adult. I graduated from graduate school, and I still have that. It's in our dining room. I think this is a fabulous gift that, to let someone know that they're grown up. You can have art now, and it's not necessarily expensive art, but I thought I really like that. I think another good idea is if you have something that somebody gave you that you would like to pass along, or buy another version of it for someone and say, someone gave me this and I really appreciated it, so I want to gift it to you. I think that's a good thing that you can do. And like Eka said, cash, they love cash. I'm going to send it over to Sharon.
I also think cash is a great idea because you can't get too many of them or multiple. I mean, you can get multiples of cash gifts, but they don't duplicate each other. You're never worried you have too many. And how do I return this? But one tip I will offer is when you give gifts, and maybe you just have a better memory than me, write down what you give. Because I find that when my children, numbers 2 and 3, have the same occasion, I'm always thinking, what did I give the first one for this occasion? Or what do I give my nieces and nephews for high school graduation and college graduation? I have finally learned my lesson, and I think I wrote them all down so that, I don't have siblings who are getting different amounts. And I know that some families do a version of this with friend gifts because, your kid might be invited to a lot of friend parties, and you could go broke if you're buying gifts or paying cash for all these. So a lot of people I've heard are giving $22 to friends at parties because it's 2022. And sometimes they give like a little something with that too, like a little, small thing. And sometimes that's the whole gift, which is great too. I was also attracted to the care package idea. I think that's so sweet because they don't have to carry anything to college with them. They don't have to pack it, but they get to look forward. They'll probably forget, which is even better. They fill this thing out and then they forget about it. And then they get the surprise of a care package. I just think that's so fun. And I also was attracted to the story in our article about the umbrella. Did you guys see the one? Mom or dad, I think it was a mom, gave an umbrella at every graduation because she met her husband because she had an umbrella and he didn't, or vice versa. But anyway, they shared an umbrella on campus, and that's how they met. And it's just, I don't know, just there's a sweet sense of possibility in that, and also a very practical gift that's fun for graduation. Jessica, I'm passing it to you.
All right. Well, so I was thinking I got like a decent amount of gifts, and I think the boring ones, quote unquote, are definitely the ones that I still have. Like Eka had a prop. I'm like, I could technically go get a prop right now. I've been using the same a really pretty canvas laundry bag that I think my mom got me just ever since freshman year, and it's still in my house, and I use it every single day. Maybe I'll grab it once I finish talking and move on. But then also, of course, my laptop, I think, was the greatest thing that I've ever got because I think we only ever had a family desktop until I was a senior and got my own laptop right before I moved out. And I've been sitting here wondering, like, do kids these days know what a family desktop is? Are they all getting laptops? Because I don't know. I think the moment you get the kid a laptop, I'm like, I wasn't leaving my room for the rest of that summer. But I don't know. That was a really great gift, and I've become a much more techie person since then. And I believe Melissa's last, so I'm gonna pass it to her and maybe just grab my canvas bag to show off.
I would love, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Melissa. I would love after you go to hear if anybody still is using one of their gifts that they got for high school graduation. Go ahead, Melissa. Sorry.
So I'm gonna go the other. Oh, that's nice. Jess. I'm gonna go the other direction. I have a kid who has a lot of anxiety, and we just tried to normalize the whole graduation process. So like as she needed things, we added to them, but we didn't make a big deal out of the transition from high school to college. And it was just, I was even asking her before this, I'm like, did I get you? Like, did anything happen? She's like, no. Like, did you miss out? Like, do you feel deprived of anything? She's like, no. So, and that was for both high school and for college. We just sort of, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, if they go to parties and stuff, I think we probably got some iTunes gift cards or something for people. But other than that, we just tried to make it another day that was in her life. And I don't know, but we had like COVID and everything through college, and we tried to like normalize all of that too, as hard as it was. And it worked for our family. You know, other families, if you're used to spending a lot of money, or if this is actually like a landmark event in your family and you're used to celebrating things, I say go for it and go as big as you want. But if you have a kid who has some anxiety about like their new life and what's going to happen and all that, maybe don't make it such a big deal. Like, you know.
That's really good input, Melissa. And also just to say, you know, not every kid is going to college, so
Yeah.
they should all be celebrated, and they all should get some recognition for that to some degree. And one of the things I know that my nephews loved was Chipotle gift cards.
Yeah.
Those are never getting returned. They always fit, and they will use the heck out of them. So maybe look and see, like, if they're moving out, if they're moving to an apartment things are always good too. And Sharon, you asked, like, is there something that you're still using? Well, one thing that both of my kids still use that I gave them is, and it wasn't a graduation gift, it was just something we bought for them to take to college, were the those electric kettles. Because when you're in your either a dorm room or apartment and they want to have their hot chocolate at whatever time, or their soup, or their ramen noodles, just so many possibilities when you have your own electric kettle. So it was a
Do you guys remember hot pots?
Hot pot. I had a hot pot, and I used it for long after college too. I used it well into my apartment years, even though that thing was probably a fire hazard. But the thing that I remember that I got for my college graduation, nobody would use now, but I did love it to bits. It was my my silver reed Penman electric typewriter. I loved it. I loved it. People would pay me to type up their cover sheets for their essays, because for some reason that was a skill set a lot of people didn't know, how to make a cover sheet, and I was really good with it. So I got 2 laundry chips for typing up, that I just dated myself twice with talking about an electric typewriter and laundry chips. So Eka, let's do a lightning round.
You know what? I got, now that you said it, it brought back all these memories. I got a brother typewriter as a graduation gift from high school that I took off to college. And you know, like, everybody had a typewriter because you had to type all your papers on a typewriter. I completely forgot. Woo, that was great. And thank you.
Oh yeah, we didn't have computers or printers on campus until my last year, and it was still kind of like, if you want to, you can use that, but why would you? Because you have a typewriter. All right, so Eka, anything? Let's do a lightning round, and anything that you personally still use, or that your kids, are still using. Go ahead and
okay. So my daughter got a weekend duffel bag that I was like, she's got a bazillion bags, really. Well, she was here like 2 weeks ago, and she's still carrying it. So she loves it. So that was a good one. All right, Kamara, up to you.
I receive and still have a piece of jewelry that I've received. My mother on occasions will give me a piece of her jewelry on special occasions. So I still have that.
That's so sweet.
Sharon.
Well, I don't remember what my parents gave me for high school graduation, but they gave each of us like a suitcase and a little tiny carry-on for 8th grade graduation. And the suitcase bit the dust a while ago, but I still have the carry-on where I take my toiletries when I'm going on a road trip. And I shouldn't say how old that is, but it's very old. And oddly, the one thing I remember from high school graduation was that my sister gave me a set of towels. My older sister, she knew that would be something useful. And I was kind of like, oh, towels. Okay. I still use one of those towels. It's so soft now. And it's like a great hair towel. If anybody has long hair and likes to wrap up their hair after a shower. So yeah, thank you, Janet, my sister.
Hey, Sharon, that language isn't old, it's vintage.
It is. I think it has passed the threshold of old and gone right into vintage, which sounds a lot better.
Jessica, I didn't see the laundry basket. Can you show it again?
Yeah, I'll bring the laundry basket back here. Hold on.
Now, Jessica's not been out of school as long as the rest of us, but I'm
so
still.
impressive.
That's pretty.
Super
Really
cute.
pretty. It's got like a strap, so I could just put it over my shoulder when I went down to the laundry room, which was nowhere near my my dorm room.
And it looks
it's also
very
nice 'cause
packable.
Huh?
It looks very packable for the car when you're going up. You could actually put your clean clothes in it when you're heading to college.
Yeah.
And then that's a good idea, a laundry bag.
Yeah, it was one of those, like, you know, I'm a very boring person, but I also like I was like, it's fine, but this thing has come in so much handy over the years, so I'm glad that I have it.
That is really, really phenomenal because, I mean, also laundry baskets take up room in your car. So when you're going back and forth, how nice is it if it collapses down? That's a great idea.
Mm-hmm. I guess I'll just pass it down to Melissa.
I can't think of a single thing that I still use. Like I remember getting phone cards and
phone cards,
typewriter. You know, like I don't know.
All right. Okay. That's props to Melissa. She's clearly the only one of us who knows how to purge her house properly. That's all the time we have today. Actually, we could sit here and talk to you all day, but we think you probably have more things to do. But if you have ideas of things that you either love giving or getting, or that you think your kids really want, please drop it in the comments throughout the day. This people will keep checking back to see all of your good ideas, and maybe it'll show up in another compilation of your teen gift guides. So you never know, you might see your great idea in there. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Before we go, Kamira, are you interviewing anybody this week you want to talk about? And then bring it back to me because Sharon and I have some on Wednesday.
Yes, I am. I'm interviewing author Gemma Hartley. She's the author of Fed Up. And let me get it right. Fed Up, Emotional Labor, Women, and the Way Forward. It's a great book. If you can check it out at your library or get a Kindle Unlimited or something, just read the introduction. It'll fire you up for the conversation tomorrow. You don't have to read the whole book.
Just the title.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I'm already on board with this idea. I'm going to definitely tune in for that. That's tomorrow at 10:30 with Kamira. Mm-hmm. And then Wednesday, normally Sharon and I have coffee together at 10:30 on Wednesday, and some of you come and join us. We are not having coffee tomorrow. Instead, we're having evening time, and you can bring whatever beverage you think goes with evening time at 8 o'clock on Wednesday. If I said tomorrow, I meant Wednesday. Wednesday at 8 p.m., we are going to be interviewing and talking with Mary Laura Philpott. It's actually a book group, so everybody come and talk. Again, you don't have to have read the whole book or even any of the book. You're going to find her so charming. And there's definitely time to sign up. You do have to sign up for that. You can't just show up. It's a Zoom thing, and you have to get the invite. So Jessica just dropped it in there for you. It's easy to come. There's no cost. Mary Laura Philpott is phenomenal. You'll want her to be your best friend.
She's a delight. We're going to have so much fun. So
don't good time. Wednesday.
Don't miss out.
So. All right. I think that's it for us this week. Have a great week. If you're wrapping up school, go forth and prosper. We will talk to you all next week.